9:31 p.m. Hey guys, so in this video we're going to be talking about 3 more stock picks from our channel. The first stock pick is going to be directed by yours truly, Bilal Ahmed. And without further ado, the first stock pick is XALL Holdings, ticker symbol XALL. This is an OTC stock. And as you can see, we're talking about it because of the significant spike up in volume. Sorry, not volume. Well, also volume, but as well as the spike up in price. It went up 174.29%, which is a pretty significant amount. So first, let's talk about the technicals. Let me get the volume out of the way. So let's talk about the technicals. So from the chart point of view, we do see this trend line on the daily chart and how it was holding with 2 touches. But on third touch, as you can see over here, we broke out that trend with high buying volume. So that is a good bullish sign on the stock. We will talk about why it shot up fundamentally, but technically it does look like it's like breaking out right now. There's also a potential golden cross forming. The 50 days crossing above the 200 day, which is another bullish sign for this stock. Entry points, I do want it to pull back to this trend line resistance before I can decide to enter again. Like we have some major support here. So let's throw in the Fibonacci to see if we can potentially find some level of entries. Okay, so basically I would say around 272 level, which is 0.044447. That would be a potential good entry on the pullback if the stock pulls back. But since the stock shot up so much, we might see a lot of profit taking, which in turn could be done overnight by the big hedge funds. So who knows, like this is an unstable OTC over the counter stock. So as you can see, also the RSI is overbought also. And with that being said, I really think for an entry, a position, starting position in the stock, you would want it to pull back to at least that trend line. So let's talk about why the stock shot up. Let's go to Yahoo Finance. So XALL Holdings, XALL. The volume was definitely higher than the average volume per day. Looking at some news about the stock. So basically the stock released its quarterly report and it beat its earnings estimates basically. They consolidated revenue, which was about 354,648, with an income of 182,181 for the third quarter. And I believe they also raised their next quarter's guidance. So, and Argus Technology in the Q4 interim results and plans, Argus Technology Partners has added a data asset management practice to its services offerings. And XALL is expecting to close 2 previously announced acquisitions before the end of this year, specifically Adaptive Metadata Solutions and OneRivet Global. Both companies will be key to realizing significantly large revenue gains in 2021. So yeah, that's something good to look forward to for the company. And like with that being said, it's common sense why the company shot up. That's pretty good news for the company. So moving on to our next stock. It's going to be 3D Systems, ticker symbol DDD. This is an industrial machinery stock. So it specializes in basically 3D printers and 3D printing. The stock shot up 104% today, which is a really, really big spike up in price. Looking at the monthly chart, we did cap around $98 in 2014. And right now, as you can see, we're starting to break out of the tough value zone which was the 21-ish resistance, and right now we're holding above it. So for a re-entry on this, I would definitely wait for a pullback to that previous breakout, the 21.6 level. That would be your re-entry for the stock. Let's see over here if I can find. Yeah. So looking at the monthly chart, I did look at it before. So, looking at the RSI also, I see this bullish divergence forming, which was also another technical reason for the stocks to shoot up. So like right after this bullish divergence, as you can see over here, in a couple more months, it took the stock to go this high, but it did respect that RSI divergence, and it's a monthly chart, so definitely you gotta have some patience with that. But it did go according to the technical analysis. But yeah, like patience pays off. So that 3-month hold, it definitely was worth it. 104% in one day, definitely. So let's see if I can find it. Yeah, like I said before, for re-entry, wait for a pullback to the previous resistance to 21.3, 21.5 basically. And the next level of resistance I can see is 29. So that is a really nice spot to take profits if you're in. Okay, let's talk about some news about around the stock. 3D Systems, Yahoo Finance. Volume significantly higher again than the average volume per day. The asks are outweighing the bid. Definitely, after this huge spike, you definitely want to see some profit taking, which is healthy for a stock to develop a good uptrend. Pullbacks. Now looking at some news, why 3D Systems stock just exploded. Right now, 104% actually. So basically, what happened was 3D announced a successful sale of its non-core software businesses for cash proceeds of approximately $64 million. So basically more cash flow in the company. More cash flow in the company, it attracts more investors, meaning more earnings per share. In return, more dividends, and and so on. It also added a preview of its Q4 financial results. So they also raised their guidance for the next quarter, which is a positive sign for the investors. And that it will outperform analysts' expectations and come in between 170 million and 176 million for the quarter. So what else did I see here? So the company is debt free now, which is a good positive sign for the company. It can focus on its profits more. Yeah, so that's actually it for this company and why it shot up. Let me see if TradingView has some other news to give us. No, that's about it. Yeah, so that's the only reason why the stock shot up. It like raised its guidance for the Q4 and basically more cash flow in the company. So these are the reasons. The last stock we're going to talk about is actually a really good stock setting up actually for entries. And if you guys want to get in, this might be a good spot. So BIGC, Big Commerce, ticker symbol BIGC. This is the weekly chart, by the way, and the RSI is really not that formed because stock is new. Going to the daily chart, you can see over here how the stock will break out if we clear the 75 level, I would say. If we clear the 75 level, that would cause the stock to break out, and the move after that could potentially higher, even up to all-time highs in the long term. But over here, I did get into this stock because I saw this bullish divergence over here. So that was the RSI was oversold, and this was definitely an inside day candle right here. So um, yeah, so this was an inside-day candle, um, which is why I entered the stock for shares. For options, not necessarily good, I would say. Not necessarily bad either, but then again, not a lot of people trade the stock. That's why it's better to have shares in this stock. And right now, I would say it's around in the 60s. That's a good point to start a position in this stock because this will definitely run up some more. And looking at the Fibonacci, let's throw this in there. Yeah, looking at the Fibonacci, the next levels definitely I see the next level of resistance 85. That's a huge level of resistance actually. So if we can clear that, definitely a 100 plus move, definitely. I did not really find any news regarding BIGC as to why it moved today, other than the technical analysis that we did just now. But looking at TradingView, I did see this brief. BigCommerce Holdings announced a new partnership with EPAM Systems. So they announced the partnership with that company in December, um, which is the latest news as to why it might be priced in later today because the technicals weren't like the buyers weren't really interested in the stock at that point. But we do see some buying at this point at the 60, I would say 58 to 60 level, which is why the stock shot up 11% today. So that's it, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave in the comments. Again, this is Bilal. And if you guys have any advice over these videos, these stocks, any information you want to know or do know and would like to share, feel free to comment that also. And this is Bilal signing off, and you guys have a great night.